Hi, my name is Cai Magnusson-Parma and I'm the captain in Ocean X team.
My name is Peter Lindberg and I'm the co-owner of Ocean X team.
Hi, my name is Åsberg. I'm the co-owner of Ocean X team.
Hello, my name is Stefan Hogeborn and I'm the diver of Ocean X team.
Hello, I'm Jan-Peter de Jong. I've been working on a COE.
My name is Grant Pearson. I'm a geologist in Australia.
Hello, my name is Stan Constantin. I have 37 years old. I'm from Romania.
Hi, I'm Billy Carson. I'm co-founder of UFA, United Family of Anomaly Hunters. Also the founder of Forbidden Knowledge on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi, my name is Jarmo Korteniemi. By training, I'm a planetary geomorphologist.
I want to take you on a journey to find some more answers to what the Baltic Sea Anomaly could be. A journey into people's minds, thoughts and ideas regarding the anomaly. A journey starting with the Ocean X team, Peter Lindberg, Stefan Hogeborn, Cai Magnusson and Dennis Åsberg. A journey together with geologists, ancient history researchers and UFO believers. My name is Thomas Mikey, I'm your host, and this is my first ever documentary.
My name is Peter Lindberg and I'm the co-owner of Ocean X team.
Meanwhile, there's been a fresh UFO sighting near the Russian border at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. Sea surveyors say they found what can only be described as the wreckage of a crashed spaceship. Our correspondent Daria Poshkova knows the truth is out there, and let's see what she can tell us because she's with me in the studio. Thank you so much for coming over. Tell us, please, what is all the fuss about?
Peter Lindberg has been in the business for almost 20 years. This vintage champagne hauled from a century-old wreck, one of his sweetest successes. Until, that is, the commercial diver stumbled upon an incredible find.
We had been out for 9 days and well, we were quite tired and we were on our way home, but we made a final run with the sonar fish and suddenly this thing turned up.
Hello Peter, thank you for joining us here today. I'm honored to have you here.
Thank you.
You know that I have been talking to a lot of people about their thoughts about the anomaly. What do people believe the anomaly is? And I have had theories about volcanoes. We had simple rocks and natural formations. We have, the ancient construction theories. We had the out of this world theories. There had been a lot of guesses from different people to what the anomaly could be. So now it would be very interesting to hear what does you, Peter Lindberg, that was on the spot back then in 2011, think today in May 2016 that the anomaly could be?
Well, my thoughts about the anomaly has been all the time that it is most probably something natural, and even if it's a bit odd in its shape, but even if it's natural, it might be that some ancient people has been there. We don't know, and the discussion today is more like it's either a big ferromanganese concretion or something made of magma. It's a volcanic eruption, or it is something else, or it's something else. what I have seen, it has a bit of each thing. We see the concretions, yes, no doubts about that. But we also have these features which looks very much like a magma flow. And it will be more clear when we will publish those videos about it. It might be... Sorry.
That would be my next question. How about those videos? Are there something coming up, or are the footage lost forever?
There will be... it will be videos, new videos presented. And it's not new, it's old. But so they are restored.
They are new to the public. They haven't been published before.
The videos hasn't been published before, and they have been restored from a broken hard disk. It's not from the hard disk we have been talking about before. That's on that one. It's other kind of stored data. Okay. These are just the ROV, some of the ROV videos, and. I think you could clearly see that it looks very much like magma flow. And as I said, it will be more clear when you see the whole sequence instead of the still image that we have presented.
Of course, of course.
So I see that it looks like magma flow. We have these stones laying around there with the concretion on it, which was said that it must be some burnt biological material from the beginning. I don't think so. I think it is this ferromanganese concretion. And the lab results were, it was misinterpreted. They didn't know. They didn't know so much about ferromanganese concretions. No. So that might have been a misunderstanding.
But then I have one more question here, because we all remember one of the pictures that went worldwide and viral was a picture of the square frame with the 2-meter round hole from one of the blue view images. How about that? Could that be a trick of light? We know that the blue view sonar operates with sound waves, sending out a sound wave, receiving it back again, and creates a picture in colors from those sound waves. Could that be a trick of light, that square frame with the round hole in?
I think that the square frame with which looks like a hole inside is a kind of false visual image, since we haven't found that. I mean, if it would been a 2-meter hole on top of the anomaly, I think we would have found it. And I think that's the shadows are playing us a trick. That is what I think.
Then we have the 90-degree angle in the corridor. Do you have any explanation for that? I know you're not a geologist, but do you have any ideas of how that could have occurred?
Well, 90 degrees angles are not so strange in these areas, but no. Well, probably it's made of the ice that has scratched the rock itself and then carried away the loose rocks. But, well, I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, okay. I remember we had some new pictures from A2, was it in 2000 and late 2014, where the latest what's it, blue view images and sonars came up showing a 27 meters long object, 7 meters wide. Is that something you see often when you're looking at sonar images and blue view scans?
Well, about the anomaly number 2, yes, we passed that 2014 with a different kind of side scanner, and got a much more clearer image than the first one from 2011. And well, it actually looks like a big rock slab or rock laying there, which is approximately 30 meters long, 27 or 30, and 6-7 meters wide. And well, no, we don't see that especially often. I know at one place we have seen something similar, and I think I have posted an image of that in the Facebook group. And it's of similar size as well. But it is like 40 nautical miles from this area. Often when it's loose rocks like this, I think, what I learned, I might be wrong, that it should be laying in one direction, following the ice or whatever. Well, and this one doesn't really follow the pattern of what is created by the ice. I don't, probably something just quite ordinary, but I would certainly like to have a look at the anomaly number 2 as well.
Yes, and the $100,000 question that everybody is waiting for: will Ocean X come back to the Baltic Sea Anomaly and make new dives? Is there any plans of going back now? Is there a date for anything?
At the moment, we have nothing planned for going back to the anomalies, and the plans we have made is we've been looking around for possibilities to make a core drill, core sample, which we have found, but despite of that, no, there is no physical plans.
No. Peter Lindberg, thank you very much for contributing to this
Thank
video.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I hope we will hear some more news from you and your amazing team that we all can follow on the Ocean Explorer on Facebook here. Thank you.
Thank you.
En förriggare det var, Livets namn var Typhoon, som seglar från Ostindien till Bergholm.
Hi, my name is Cai Magnusson-Parma, and I'm the captain in Ocean X team.
And here's Cai.
Hi.
What's happened now? What are we gonna do?
I'm Facebooking.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Hi, my name is Cai Magnusson-Parma, and I'm the captain in Ocean X team. And about anomaly, my personal opinion is that it's actually some result from an old volcanic eruption made on the last age of ice age. And why I think so, it's when the sample we took, it was a lot of mangan in it, and the shape of this big rock, I think it's the magma was coming up, and then it was about 2.5, maybe 3 kilometers of ice, so it was a very high pressure, and then it was cooling down very quickly. And then they had this strange shape. And it's also a little interesting because the authorities, especially in Sweden here, they don't like us, of course, because we are coming with this, if there is something with volcanic eruption, it could put everything on the edge, because all the marine geologic guys have for years talked about this. There's nothing it's never been an eruption, a volcanic eruption for the last 700. And if we can prove that this was actually for 15,000 years ago, it could be very sensitive because we have built a lot of new clear power plants around Baltic Sea. So they don't like our theory about this. So, well, that's my personal opinion about it. But I must also say, when we were out there, as you know, it was a lot of strange things happening around the boat and in the deep. The divers broke their equipment, and we have strange signals. And you know, we didn't have any contact with our satellite phone when we were exactly above the object. But when we moved the boat 200 meters, we had contact with the satellite phone, and so on, so on. So it's well, it's more question than answers.
Hello, my name is Stefan Hogeborn, and I'm the diver of Ocean X team.
Hello and welcome, Stefan. Thank you for contributing with your thoughts here. I'm very honored to have you here.
Yeah.
And
thank you. Thank you for letting me be here.
As many of you out there know, Stefan was the diver that was the first person that actually dived down to the anomaly. It was also Stefan who took this test sample that was sent to the Weizmann Institute in Israel. Stefan, I would like to ask, what were you thinking when you dived down to the anomaly the first time after you have seen the sonar scan?
Oh, that was pretty amazing because nobody really knew what it was. It could be anything. It sure looked strange on the sonar pictures. So there was a lot of thoughts running through my head. Was this the scoop, the fantastic pictures of the lifetime, or was it just a rock? So there was a lot of things running through my head, and if I had a pulse meter, it would probably have peaked the pulse of my heart.
Were you afraid when you were down there?
Not really, because you're at those depths, which is about 2.5 times deeper than normal scuba diving. It's you're so focused, so you're not really afraid. You're just focused and tensed, and your senses are very, very tensed. So I was tensed.
You was tensed.
Yeah.
I remember a video made on a cruise ship with the Ocean X and some friends of the team, where you said in a very specific way that this cannot be just a rock. Will you say the same thing today, 5 years later?
Yeah, it's not just a rock. It's still a big question mark for us. So if it would have been a rock, that would have been very easy to tell. It's not. It's not a rock that I've seen anywhere else. So it's still a puzzle.
Okay, then we come to the big question, because we already heard Peter Lindberg said here just before you came up what he thought the anomaly is, and he is still talking in the direction of natural formation. Now, what do you, Stefan Hogeborn, that was the anomaly and dive down there and actually touch it, what do you think the anomaly could be?
I usually don't talk about what I think. I usually don't think. I usually know or don't know. In this particular case, I don't know. But if you're asking me what a probable guess could be, if you're asking me for my point,
yes,
my personal point, or my personal guess, it is probably something that came out of the Earth itself, from the inside, through a volcano, through a crack in the surface of the Earth. But I don't know how it ended up there.
No.
That's still the big question.
But then again, if all the marine geologists and biologists has said there hadn't been any volcano in the past many hundreds and thousands of years, would that be? Could it then be that Ocean X maybe are gonna prove them wrong in some way?
Actually, I don't know. I just know that it's not a normal rock. I'm pretty sure it's not a UFO, because I haven't seen any proof of it being a UFO. I haven't seen any proof of it being a normal rock. But since it has been very hot somewhere in its contact with water or the Earth, I mean, that's sort of some proof of it being a volcano form, or a lava formation, or I mean something. How it came there, I don't know. There are several theories. One theory could be that it's been put on the ice during the Ice Age, and during the transportation of the ice, and when it melted, it could have just fallen off underneath the ice when it was melting. You know, there was ice, water, and then the bed of the Baltic Sea. That could have been one way, because it's lying on top, or laying on top of clay. Clay, that's the smallest part of rock being crushed by the ice from the Ice Age. Since it's on top of the clay, it must have ended there after or during the ice moving.
But how about what people describe as the drag mark or the ridge? What's your thought on the ridge? Some people say it doesn't even exist, and some people say the ridge does exist, and some people say it points in another direction. What's your guesses about the ridge or the drag mark, as it's been called popular?
Then again, it could have been. I mean, it could have been from the ice moving, because when the ice moves, it could have been shallower, the ice, the thickness of the ice, so it didn't touch it when it fell off the ice. I mean, think of it, we have a volcano shooting out lava or whatever that ends up in the ice, and more ice gets on top of the ice, and then when it melts, it's melting from underneath, and then at some point it gets away from the ice and end up on the bottom, and then you can have another thickness of the ice moving over it and then drag it at a later point. and that's just my guess. But that could have been a possible scenario.
Yes. How many times did you actually dive down to the anomaly?
I don't know, but it's more than 5, but not more than 10. But somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 to 10. There was a couple of dives that we didn't reach the bottom. We had to start all over again because of malfunctioning of equipment. But then when we did the filming and the samples from the anomaly, that would have been around about 5 or 6 dives.
I asked Peter Lindberg about the square frame with the circular hole in that was estimated to be 2 meters, and I asked him if he believed if this was a trick of light, so to speak. What do you think of the square frame with the 2 meter hole in? And do you think it's a kind of trick of light, or are we looking at an actually square frame with a 2 meter wide hole in?
I have no clue. I haven't investigated that part of the anomaly enough to be able to tell you any thoughts of it. It could have just been shadows. It could have been, I mean, just light or shadows playing tricks with us. I don't know, because I haven't been inside the hole. I haven't put my hands into the hole.
You have not.
We were actually searching because we were planning on playing some tricks with Peter and the other crews. So we were planning to put a small gas tank, open it up and put it in the hole and film it, just to play some tricks with them, and just go to the surfer and say, "Hey, take a look at this!" Oh. But we couldn't find the hole.
You couldn't find
so we could never do the trick on them. And of course a more serious part of the search for the hole was, of course, to investigate the hole itself.
See if you can lower down a camera or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With lights and stuff. So, I mean,
what's your thoughts about all the interference you had, electrical interference, and the problems you had when you were about the anomaly? We know there was the satellite connection didn't work when you were about. We know you had some problems with the lights and some of the engines and the ROV. What's your thoughts on that? Is that something you experience, you see often when you are doing the expedition with the Ocean X team?
When they sort of happened one after each other in a couple of hours time, it was very, very strange for us. But when we're looking back at it, we had problems almost every time we tried to use the phone, the satellite phone, because we had to put the phone in a certain direction, and when they both moved,
yes.
we couldn't really understand that we wasn't pointing in the right direction because we didn't understand that the boat were moving. So that could have been it.
But
the camera that didn't work, it was telling me to put in the cleaning cassette on our way down. And afterwards we understood while looking through the data that was on my dive computer that the temperature were about 2 degrees minus Celsius, and that could have been something that put steam or whatever you call it on the head of the cassette recorder on the camera. So when we switched to digital cameras, we never had that problem.
Okay.
So with all the problems stacking up when we were there the first time, it was very, very strange. But when we went through all the problems and solved it, they really never happened again.
No.
So,
I would like to.
And what really made the work, finally, filming it, was a cheap GoPro camera that we weren't supposed to be able to take to those depths, because it was only rated to 40 meters. And for you who have seen the video, you hear a beep in the background, and that's the buttons that was pushed in because of the pressure.
Exactly. Yeah.
So one of the cameras, because I have a rack with 3 GoPros, because I was really prepared to get some pictures up. And one of the cameras was stuck, so it was turning off, turning on, turning off, turning on.
I remember the beep constantly from the video.
But 2 of the other cameras were actually filming. So the cool thing is that it's actually filmed in 3D, because I have 2 cameras filming it, and on 2 different cameras at the same time. So.
Okay, is that something you're actually gonna produce in 3D in some time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Is there any chance that you will go back there again with the team or with some other team, or do you only work with Ocean X team?
For me, it's not important who goes there. For me, it's important to get an answer to all the questions we have. So if anybody comes up with the funds that's needed to do dives on it, because I'm just a diver, I'm no scientist. I'm just the person who are able to go down and with my hands do whatever somebody tells me to do. So if you tell me to film it, I can film it. If you tell me to take samples, I can take samples. If you want me to drill a hole in it, I will drill a hole in it. But it needs to be from a scientific source. And if it's really important, maybe we can find somebody to fund it for us.
Exactly.
But for now, I don't have the funds in my pocket to do it. And since I don't know what to do, it's just a waste of money and time to go there. So I don't know. I mean, you're the one who's speaking to all the scientists. Let's find out what they want, and let's find out a way to get what they want. And I'd be happy to help.
So let's reach out to the scientists and those that actually can fund an expedition with those next team out there. If any one of you are interested in participating, contributing to getting closer to an explanation of what the Baltic Sea Anomaly is, then you can contact the Ocean X team or Stefan Hogebom here. You could probably find them on Facebook. But Stefan, before we are going to end here,
yeah.
I have had a lot of questions from people around the world about the dive down there. Many people are asking, why don't they just go out there, and why didn't they just stay there a little longer? Why didn't they get better pictures? Why this and why that? And most of the question is about the quality of pictures and the amount of time that you could be able to spend there. Could you explain to people out here why you only could stay down there for around about 15 minutes?
Because of the complexity of the dive. It's deep, it's dark, and it's really cold. And I mean, your body could just do what the body can do, and that is to stay down for, maybe we could stretch it to 20 or 25 minutes. That's could have been doable, but there was no reason for it, because when we plan dives like this, we plan to do 1 or maximum 2 objectives on one dive. Because if we have 5 or 10 objectives or tasks to do, we would probably just come up with 5 of them half done. So we plan to be able to finalize 1 or 2 tasks, which could have been filming a certain part, and that took a couple of dives to get the camera that worked, and then to take samples. But that's just what we are able to do. It's so extreme itself to do to just be able to be there, free swimming as divers as we are.
It's not.
I mean, we could with greater funds, we could put an oil drill platform on top of it, but then it would probably cost millions of dollars per 24 hours to do that. And if somebody has the funds, be my guest.
So basically,
for us, as the small funds we have, just work in those small time frames that we have.
So basically,
15 to 25 minutes.
So basically, just to dive 90 meters below surface is not just something you do because you have tried diving 1 or 2 times before. It really takes a lot of knowledge to do that. How long time does it take to go up from 90 meters below surface?
From 90 meters with about 15 or 20 minutes on the bottom, it's about 2 hours back to the surface.
Because of the pressure, the decompression.
Yeah,
yes.
Because of the pressure down there, and you absorb so much gases in your body, and you have to be able to let your body be able to get rid of that gas when we're that expanding gas when we're going up.
But
when the pressure releases, the gas expands. It's like shaking a Coca-Cola. It's going to just explode, and you don't want to be that Coca-Cola that explodes.
No,
so because it's hard on your body. So we have to take it very, very carefully. So if we shake the soda, we have to release the pressure very, very carefully, so it doesn't explode.
Okay. Yes.
That's why it takes so long.
So 1.5 hours to 2 hours to go up from a dive to the surface, from a dive to the anomaly is a normal procedure.
Exactly. So when you're asking for 15 minutes of our focus, that's actually 2 hours and 15 minutes of our total survival focus. So it's hard.
It's hard. How about the visibility down there? Because I know if I remember correct, you once said something like 2 to 3 meters on a good day.
Yes.
Yes.
And on the particular dives we did, it was about 1 or 2 meters of visibility.
And that will also explain why we see on the first video we have from the dive that we cannot actually see much on that video.
No. And that's it doesn't really matter. The visibility doesn't really matter because when we're filming, we have a fisheye lens on. So we're very close. We're about 20 to 30 centimeters close when we're filming. So if it's 1 meter visibility or 10 meters, it doesn't really matter, as long as it's at least 20 to 30 centimeters. So that doesn't really matter. But for us, when we're searching over a bigger area, when we're not filming, it's kind of hard when we don't see so far. I mean, it's like asking an ant how a football field looks like.
Yes.
He doesn't know. He knows how a grass straw looks like.
Yes, exactly. It's a good way of explaining it.
That's how we look at the anomaly when we're down there. We're like that ant on the football field.
You're seeing a few centimeters ahead.
Exactly.
Exactly, yes. Stefan, we have a lot of people here that want to contribute with their thoughts on the anomaly after you, Peter Lindberg, and Cai Magnusson also. I want to thank you a million times for joining us here today, and I hope that you and your amazing team will come back with some more news, and I also hope that you will get some funds to do the final expedition, if we can call it that, to the anomaly, so we can, in a scientific way, get proof, the exact proof for what it is that is down there. Stefan, thank you for taking your time here.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Åsberg. I'm the co-owner of Ocean XT.
Hello, Dennis, and welcome here. I'm glad that you could join us today so we could hear your thoughts on the anomaly. I'm honored to have you here, Dennis. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm honored to be on your show.
You know that I have been talking to your colleagues of the Ocean X team, and they have been telling us about their thoughts on the anomaly, and we have heard a lot of different explanations from other members of the Ocean Explorer group, and I have had some comments from Geologist, and I have had some comments from UFO believers, and I have had a lot of comments from people who believe in the ancient civilization theory. So I am looking very much forward to hear what your thoughts on the Baltic Sea anomaly could be here 5 years later after you and your crew found it back then.
Oh, believe me, I'm still thinking about that. What can it be? And of course, I do, like you and other people do, speculate. I really don't know what we have found. Of course, if I'm try to be down to earth, after have talked with lots of people under 5 years, with scientists and so on. I mean, we have found basalt, and something have burned down there, some biologic thing, and after have speaking with lots of people who have the understanding about that, yeah, it can be volcano that we have found, but of course that can be very, very interesting if we have. But at the same time, it's another part of me says that the angles, the shape of the object, and the position of the object, it says to me that perhaps it is something else, a meteorite, perhaps.
But wouldn't a meteorite break up in thousands more?
Yeah, you're right.
Entering the atmosphere.
So I can sit here and speculate. I mean, for many hours, what it can be. I really don't know. And the most important thing for me, and as I have mentioned on the internet so many times now, is to go out again and do a real expedition with people who have the understanding and science. That I think is the most important thing to do now. But of course, I'm thinking outside the box, as you do and many other people. And from the beginning, when we found this thing, it's 60 meter in diameter and round, and then we have been down and looked at it for many, many hours with our ROV, and we have also dived on the object. and see these holes and angles and holes, and of course you begin to, perhaps this is something that is constructed, but it's still a but, we don't really know.
No.
So
I would like to ask you, because I saw a video just before I called you here on Skype, where you actually saying yes, the Swedish Navy is very interested in our project.
Yes, the military is very, very interesting in our project.
Are the Navy still interested in that project, and have you had some collaboration with the Swedish Navy about the project since?
They are interested in our project, have always been, but still they will not go into the project because this object or volcano or whatever it is, it's on international water. So that's the reason they cannot go out.
But how comes a Swedish Navy become interested in the Baltic Sea Anomaly when we don't know what it is? We have geologists saying it's simply rocks.
But you are interested, and lots of other people.
I am interested, yes, and I will always be.
We are just people. Even the militaries we talk to are people, and are very interesting to know what we have found. But still, if you're gonna put time and money on this from the government level, the Navy, it's the tax money, and it's on international water. So that's the reason they cannot take the next step into it. But of course, they are interesting to know what we have found, and but still they cannot use their own equipment to go out in the Baltic Sea on international water to do an experiment. It's
Of course not. Some of the first theory that came up was the out of this world, the UFO theories, and a lot of people said that they could believe they could have been a crashed spaceship UFO from outer space crashing on to Earth a long time ago, and I remember we talked a lot about that. Do you still think there is any chance that it could be so?
I believe in UFOs. I have always, and not always, since '96. And why not? Why not? We don't know so much about the oceans, what we have down there. So I think we know more about the moon and what we know about the oceans.
But Dennis, if we look at the shape of the object, that's a shape like the Millennium Falcon. Is there anything else on this object that could lead our mind in the direction of a crashed spaceship or something from out of this world besides the shape? Is there any thing that we can point at and say this could make me think it could be?
No, not really. We have this track on the bottom that's it looks like something have in my eyes crashed, and that's what we have. And then we had lots of electrical problems when we were out and diving, and that we know, that problem we had when we were out. But in details, it's too soon to say. We must do more, exploring there to really get the answer. So it's just speculation for me if I sit and say, oh, that and that can be and that. I don't really know.
No one actually does. I've been speaking to a lot of people about this, and I have. Since you guys created the Facebook group about the Baltic Sea Anomaly, I have more than 250 new friends from Facebook that all had the interest in the Baltic Sea Anomaly in one way or another, and that was regardless if they believed it was a rock or an ancient construction, a volcano, or out of this world. I made a lot of new friends. How many people had come into your life after you came out?
There are many. But to my life, if you're talking about Facebook, of course I'm open and want to talk to people. I'm a very social person. But I have received lots of shit also, as you have heard before.
I remember that.
So it's not just positive things. It's lots of shit in this, to be in the spotlight. And it's not always good to be so open as I am. That don't mean that everything I say is right, but I'm open with my thoughts. And, I am out there. I'm working with this. This is my full-time work. We have been out there so many times and see what we have, seen that thing. But we still don't know what we have found yet. And of course, people ask me on Facebook or sending me mails, Dennis, what's the next step? Or what's the problem? Why have you not been there? Just dive down there and take care of the problem. Oh, yeah. It's not so easy. I tried to explain like 500 times. So it's not just good or fun to be in.
No, not always.
No.
I had the same questions from people all over the world. Why don't they just dive down there? And I had Stefan explaining the issues being a diver diving down there, and I had Peter talking a little bit about how difficult it is just to get out there and arrange the ships and stuff like that. How much would it cost in diesel fuel alone to go from, let's say, Nortalia to the area in a ship like M22?
What the question?
How much would it cost?
I mean, it's that, even if you buy or rent the ship for that, what's the purpose for it? You must think like that. In that case, when we're talking about the anomaly, to dive down to 90 meters, to really do an expedition down there, you see 1 meter, perhaps 30 centimeters in front of you. You don't see so much. I think that we must focus on the next step to have the real equipment, not use the same equipment. We have already been there a couple of times, as you know, and we must come further. And to do that, we really need the right equipment, and also not only the equipment, the people who understand what we have in front of us. It's one thing to have a discussion with scientists on an office and to see all the pictures. We want them to be with us at the place. And that's the next step, to take the scientists with us and the right equipment to take samples. And what that's going to cost, I really don't know. But it's not like 100 crowns. It's cost lots of money.
If I remember correct, I think the cost in diesel fuel alone was something like $20,000 for 5 days, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Then comes the cost for the crew and renting ships and equipment and food and so on and so on and so on.
Yep.
So it's not an easy task just to perform, to go out there and dive down and
yeah, but also it's very important for people to know that, this is our work. That this is what we're doing. We are spending time and money on a company that we're working with other projects like diving on pipes and so on. So working for the police for helping to help to find people, and we're working with other wrecks that we know there are money. In this case, when we're talking about the object in the Baltic Sea, we don't know. Nobody pay us for that. No. So in the end, somebody must pay the bill for the fuel and the insurance and the divers and so on. And that's the problem also when we go in and talk with sponsors. What's in it for us, they say. We don't know. So it's not easy.
No. You had at one time, I know you had a sponsor that was Volvo. What happened with
but that's no money.
There was
no money.
No money.
No money.
They were only sponsoring cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we need cars.
Yes, to come around. Okay. Do you have any other? Have you had any other sponsors for some of your other operations at sea?
Yeah, that's more interesting for sponsors to get involved in. When we're talking about the sub, or we're talking about the other wrecks where we have champagne and cognac and so on, it's much easier. You can, you have it down there. They know what it is, and if it is a success in that case, I mean, they get published in marketing, product, whatever.
But the question was, did you have other sponsors for some of your other operations when you're diving for wrecks? Have you had other sponsors so far?
No. That I don't know. If you're talking about other wrecks projection, we're talking about ROV, we're talking about the cars, we're talking about boats we have used, but no money. We can use the product, the tools, but it's still no money in it.
No. Okay. Dennis, I would like to ask you, and I've asked Peter and I have asked Stefan the same question. What does the future look like for Ocean X Team now? What are your plans for the future?
Oh. Next question. I hope it looks bright. That's what we are working for. It's I mean, what we are doing, it's not so many people who is so crazy as we and searching for wrecks. But we're still doing it because we believe in it. We are like small kids still trying to find the treasure. And of course they cost time and money, but still we believe in what we are doing, and we believe also we're gonna find something that can make this company still going on, exist. Yes. So that's our hope. But you never know.
No, you never know. Dennis, I have one more question for you about the ROV hard disk that broke down, because we saw some of the footages, still frames published on Facebook, and is there any time frame or idea of when we are going to see the last of those pictures?
No,
maybe videos?
It's lots of pictures, it is, and the sad thing is very, very bad quality in them. And of course we're going to put time on that and see if we can do anything, because I have seen also when we put up them on the internet, on Facebook, we have a couple of guys who take care to manage to make them better in shape and so on. So why not? Of course we're gonna sit down and there are lots of films that we must
video recordings.
It's video it's not pictures, it's video recording. But like 90% of this is nothing, is nada. But we're using most time the blue view, the sonar.
Is there any more upcoming moving blue view sonar scans? We saw the moving blue view with the 90-degree angles.
No, it's not. And I think I must focus my time on the next step instead for digging in old things. The only thing we must do now is to go out again. When we're talking about the object, go out again with ROV, a good sonar, and of course scientists with us, and do it one more time.
So we can get the final answer to what it could be that is
perhaps
down
you can get final answer, but perhaps we can get the answer from a scientist on the spot, not from Peter, May and Cai and Stefan, from a guy who knows about things. If it is a natural thing, I mean, perhaps it is a volcano that we have found. And wow, if we have found. Perhaps it's a meteorite. But perhaps it is also something that is constructed there before the Ice Age that we don't know yet. So, you know, the best thing is to go out again. When we're gonna do it, I don't know. Soon, I hope.
So do we. Dennis, thank you for taking part and contributing with your thoughts.
Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Cai Magnusson-Parma, and I'm the captain in Ocean X team.
My name is Peter Lindberg, and I'm the co-owner of the Ocean X team.
Hello, Peter. Thank you for joining us here today. I'm honored to have you here.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Stefan Hogeborn, and I'm the diver of Ocean X team.
Hello, I'm Peter Lindberg. I've been working on a COE.
My name is Pearson. I'm a geologist in Australia.
Hello, my name is Stefan. I have 37 years old. I'm from Romania.
Hi, I'm Billy Carson. I'm co-founder of UFA, United Family of Anomaly Hunters. Also the founder of Forbidden Knowledge on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi, my name is Jarmo Kortenimi. By training, I'm a planetary geomorphologist.